Hey there, this is Adrian, otherwise known as Ace Pinto, and welcome to the Just Another Review channel, where we talk about our favorite local restaurants in the Greater Toronto area. No, I'm totally messing with you. We actually do a lot of video game related videos, as well as release a weekly podcast called Just Another Podcast on our channel. We talk about more video games, TV shows, movies, and of course, cosmic dildos. Now, let's get to the actual point of this video. Today, I'm going to be doing a full review of the August release PlayStation 4 exclusive game, Until Dawn. If you saw my first impressions video, you already have a pretty good idea what I think about this game. And after playing the game a couple more times and platinuming it, the amount I love this game only grew. For those who don't know, Until Dawn by Supermassive Games is a survival horror game, but not in the traditional sense. Not at all, really. The game essentially plays out like a movie, and is an obvious homage to old slasher films, making it a very one-of-a-kind game. Honestly, there's absolutely nothing like this out, as far as I'm aware of at least. The closest thing to something like this would be any of the recent Telltale games, but even then it's not a good enough comparison. The game itself is split into 10 acts throughout its 5 or so hour story, which is nice as it gives the player quite a few places to take a break if need be, especially if you're easily frightened, like myself. The story of this game, however, is pretty straightforward and simple. This doesn't mean it's not a good story, as it does offer a couple of cool twists and plenty of notes and clues that are scattered throughout the game that add a whole lot to the story and keeps you well captivated, but it's just not an amazing one. The totally awesome part about those clues that you find is that it doesn't just make the player more aware of what's going on, but it actually makes the characters of the game know what is going on. This changes the dialogue that occurs throughout the game, as well as changes how the characters react to certain situations. Finding clues can actually save some of the characters' lives. How cool is that? There's obviously some serious thought and planning put into this game, and the effort they put into developing the story and the characters absolutely paid off. The cast is just absolutely amazing. There were stellar performances on almost all accounts. Even most of those who didn't get much screen time did absolutely awesome. Ella Lentini's performance of both Hannah and Beth was almost cringeworthy at points and was pretty much the only one that threw me off a bit. But I honestly think it was meant to be that way, maybe. So, good job, I guess? Luckily, the performances from the other cast was really well done. Brett Dalton, probably best known for his role as Grant Ward in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., was given some hilarious lines to work with, and his character Mike was easily my favorite in the game. A close second was Peter Stormare's character, who you might recognize from the awesome movie Fargo, or as Count Vertigo in Arrow. He looks so damn lifelike in Until Dawn that he almost looked fake in Arrow. It legit blew my mind. He also played one of the most interesting characters of the game as well.
I want you to look at the picture on the other side and tell me what you feel about it.
Hayden Panettiere plays the level-headed Sam, who unfortunately isn't a cheerleader in this one. Save the cheerleader, save the world. And does a really great job with what she's given with, making her character seem totally genuine at all times. Nicole Bloom plays a complete bitch, aka Emily. And the rest of the cast, Remy Malek as Joshua, Noah Fleiss as Chris, Galadriel Steinman as Ashley, Larry Fessenden as a spoiler character, and Megan Martin as Jess, are really all quite memorable, and I got attached to pretty much all of them. Jordan Fisher as Matt, not so much, but he's not giving too much to do. Like I said, the story isn't crazy awesome, just about a group of 8 friends who go up to one of their friends' cabin in a foresty mountain and shit hits the fan. Like, a lot of shit. Honestly, everything just goes terrible for all of them. But you can stop it. You, yes you, the player, have the opportunity to save them all, or some of them, or just let them all die. It's actually all up to the player and the specific choices they make with each character throughout the journey through this game that determines each character's fate. Obviously, not all choices will lead to death. Actually, most won't, but some will make it harder to escape the threat of dying. This game is just so well made and has so many different choices that the replay value is astonishing, and keeps you on your toes no matter how many times you play it. The quick time events are scattered quite a bit throughout the game, but it works in its favor as every mistake you make matters, and it feels that much worse when you know you f***ed. But, I mean, it makes you feel worse in a good way, as the game itself looks so real and makes you feel immersed in the game that much more. There's no game over in this game until you reach the very end, so every mistake made and every consequence to your choices stick. I highly recommend getting a group of friends together on your first playthrough, and each of you playing different characters. It adds to the whole experience. Trust me on this one. A group of my friends and I did it like this, and we were really bummed when any of us died. Like, really bummed. In summary, this game is just so good. I cannot recommend Until Dawn enough, and if you were on the fence buying a PlayStation 4, I think this game alone is worth picking one up. I can't wait to see more from Supermassive Games. They have something really special on their hands here. I hope they spend the time to make a sequel because it is really well deserved. Thanks for watching my review, and don't forget to check out our weekly podcast, Just Another Podcast. You all have a wondrously stellar day, folks.